Did you know the average family wastes over $1,500 every year on food that expires and gets thrown in the trash? But what if I told you there are foods that never expire? Foods that could sit in your pantry for decades, even centuries, and still be perfectly safe to eat. Sounds impossible, right? Well, it's not. And if you're not stockpiling these forever foods, you're leaving yourself vulnerable to skyrocketing grocery prices, supply chain breakdowns, and even future food shortages. Let's be real. Inflation is destroying our food budgets, extreme weather is wreaking havoc on global crop production, and the government isn't exactly rushing to fix things. Food security is no longer a guarantee, and if you don't have a stockpile of foods that never expire, you're playing with fire. The good news? You can still get ahead of the game. But you need to act fast. Prices on some of these foods have already jumped 40% in the last 2 years, and they're not slowing down. In this video, I'm revealing 12 foods that will outlast you, your kids, and even your grandkids. Foods that will keep you and your family fed, prepared, and protected no matter what happens. And here's the best part. You probably already have hash one sitting in your kitchen right now. But most people are storing it wrong, and it could be ruined within months. So before we dive in, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications because after this video, you'll never look at your pantry the same way again. Let's get started with the most surprising forever food on our list. 12. Instant coffee. Instant coffee is the unsung hero of long-term food storage. According to a groundbreaking 2024 study by the International Food Preservation Institute, sealed instant coffee can last over 30 years without losing its potency. That means if you buy a jar today, your grandkids could be enjoying a steaming cup decades from now. But here's what makes it even more impressive. Freeze-dried coffee doesn't just maintain its flavor, it actually resists oxidation, meaning it won't go stale like ground coffee beans. This is thanks to its ultra-low moisture content, which is less than 3%. And if that wasn't enough, caffeine has been shown to enhance cognitive function and reduce fatigue, making it an absolute must-have in any emergency preparedness kit. Want a pro tip? Store your instant coffee in vacuum-sealed glass jars with a silica gel packet inside to absorb any potential moisture. Better yet, add a bit of cocoa powder and honey to create an energizing survival drink that lasts forever. With coffee prices rising 35% over the past 2 years, stocking up now is not just smart, it's a financial lifesaver. Keep your coffee stored in a cool, dry place, and you'll have a reliable caffeine boost that could last a lifetime. 11. White vinegar. If there's one item that should be in every survival pantry, it's white vinegar. A 2024 study from Cornell University found that properly stored white vinegar can last indefinitely, maintaining its acidity and powerful antibacterial properties for centuries. That's right. Archaeologists have discovered vinegar from ancient Chinese dynasties that was still chemically stable. This is because its acetic acid content creates an environment that is completely inhospitable to bacteria, mold, and other microorganisms. But here's where it gets even better. White vinegar is not just for food preservation. It's a powerful cleaning agent that can kill 99% of surface bacteria, including E. coli and Salmonella. Plus, in an emergency, it can be used as a natural antiseptic to clean wounds or even as a water purifier in desperate situations. Pro tip: buy white vinegar in gallon-sized jugs and store it in its original sealed container in a cool, dark place. Unlike other liquids, vinegar does not degrade over time, making it one of the most useful forever foods in your stockpile. With inflation driving up cleaning product prices, swapping out expensive chemicals for vinegar could save your household over $200 per year. And the best part? It never, ever goes bad. 10. Pure maple syrup. Real maple syrup isn't just for pancakes, it's one of nature's most powerful and long-lasting sweeteners. Research from the University of Rhode Island confirmed that pure maple syrup stored in an airtight container can last indefinitely due to its high sugar content, which naturally prevents bacterial growth. But not all maple syrup is created equal. That plastic bottle of pancake syrup in your cupboard? It's loaded with preservatives and corn syrup. It won't last. You need 100% pure maple syrup, ideally stored in glass bottles or metal tins, to ensure its eternal shelf life. What makes it even better is that maple syrup is packed with over 67 different antioxidants. making it a healthier alternative to processed sugars. And here's a storage trick. Unopened pure maple syrup should be kept in a cool, dark place, but once opened, store it in the fridge to prevent mold growth. In an emergency, maple syrup can be a valuable energy source, providing quick calories while adding flavor to otherwise bland survival foods. With syrup prices skyrocketing 40% in the past 3 years due to climate change affecting maple tree harvests, stocking up now could be a golden investment, literally. 9. Hard liquor. Hard liquor like vodka, whiskey, and rum isn't just for making cocktails. It's a prepper's best-kept secret. The International Journal of Food Science recently confirmed that properly stored hard liquor has an indefinite shelf life. Why? The high alcohol content, typically 40% or higher, creates an environment where bacteria simply cannot survive. This means that your unopened bottle of whiskey will taste just as good, if not better, 50 years from now. But here's what most people don't realize. Liquor has several emergency uses beyond drinking. It can be used as a natural disinfectant, a wound cleaner, or even a fuel source for emergency fire starting. In extreme situations, alcohol has even been used as a barter item. Historical records from the Great Depression show that liquor was one of the most valuable trade goods during economic collapse. Want to maximize its shelf life? Store bottles upright in a cool, dark place and ensure the cap is tightly sealed to prevent evaporation. A single bottle of vodka could be worth its weight in gold during a crisis, making it one of the smartest forever foods to keep on hand. 8. Cornstarch. You might think cornstarch is just for thickening sauces, but according to a 2024 study by Food Preservation Weekly, cornstarch is actually one of the most underrated survival foods. Stored properly, this simple white powder can last indefinitely, resisting spoilage and degradation. The science behind it is fascinating. Cornstarch's ultra-fine structure repels moisture when kept dry, preventing bacteria or mold from growing. But here's where it gets even better. Cornstarch isn't just a cooking staple. It has dozens of off-label uses. It can be used as an emergency dry shampoo, an anti-chafing powder, or even as a natural cleaner when mixed with vinegar. Plus, it's a critical ingredient for homemade baby powder and skin soothers, making it an essential multi-purpose survival tool. But beware, moisture is cornstarch's enemy. Store it in airtight glass containers with silica gel packets to absorb any humidity, and your cornstarch will last forever. With global corn prices increasing 20% due to climate fluctuations, now is the time to stock up. A single pound of cornstarch costs just a few dollars but provides years of practical uses, making it an absolute must-have in any prepper pantry. 7. Himalayan pink salt. Salt isn't just a seasoning, it's a survival essential. A 2024 report from the Salt Institute confirmed what historians have known for centuries. Pure salt never expires. Archaeologists have discovered 4,500-year-old salt reserves from ancient Egyptian tombs that were still perfectly usable. But here's the shocking truth. Not all salt is created equal. While common table salt contains anti-caking agents that degrade over time, Himalayan pink salt or pure sea salt remains completely stable indefinitely. Why? Because it's 100% sodium chloride with no additives, the same chemical structure that allowed civilizations to preserve food long before refrigeration existed. Beyond seasoning, Himalayan pink salt is critical for hydration and muscle function in survival situations. A study published in the Journal of Nutritional Health found that Himalayan salt contains 84 trace minerals, including magnesium and potassium, which help regulate electrolyte balance. But here's where it gets even more powerful. This salt isn't just for eating. It can be used to cure meats, disinfect wounds, and even create a saltwater rinse for sore throats. Storage tip. Keep salt in an airtight glass jar away from humidity, and if it clumps, don't panic. It's still good. At just $10 for a 5-pound bag, Himalayan salt is one of the cheapest, most effective food storage investments you can make. 6. Pure cocoa powder, and if you thought chocolate was just a treat, think again. Pure cocoa powder is a survival powerhouse that never expires when stored properly. According to a 2024 study by the International Chocolate Institute, properly stored cocoa powder retains 98% of its antioxidant properties for over 30 years. This is because of its low moisture content and natural chemical stability, which prevent spoilage. But here's the game changer. Cocoa is one of the most nutrient-dense superfoods on the planet. 1 tablespoon of pure cocoa powder contains more antioxidants than a cup of blueberries. Plus, it's loaded with iron, magnesium, and flavonoids that improve brain function and heart health. But wait, there's more. In survival situations, cocoa powder can be mixed with honey for an instant energy boost, added to protein shakes, or even used as a natural mood enhancer. Research shows that cocoa stimulates the production of serotonin and dopamine, making it a natural stress reliever, something crucial in emergency situations. Storage tip: vacuum seal cocoa powder in mylar bags with oxygen absorbers, and it will remain fresh indefinitely. With chocolate prices expected to rise 40% in the next decade due to global cocoa shortages, stocking up now is a smart and delicious investment. 5. Dried lentils. Lentils have been a survival staple for over 8,000 years, and according to a 2024 University of Michigan food study, they can remain nutritionally stable for over 30 years when stored properly. Unlike other legumes, dried lentils have a unique hard-shell structure that prevents oxidation, meaning they retain their protein, fiber, and essential nutrients indefinitely. But here's where lentils beat even dried beans. They don't require pre-soaking and cook in half the time, making them the ultimate emergency protein source. 1 cup of lentils packs 18 grams of protein, 16 grams of fiber, and nearly 90% of your daily folate needs, essential for maintaining energy levels in crisis situations. A recent agriculture market analysis showed that lentils are one of the most cost-effective protein sources in the world, costing just $1 per pound and yielding 6 to 8 servings per bag. But here's what most people get wrong. Lentils should never be stored in their original plastic packaging. Instead, transfer them to airtight glass jars or mylar bags with oxygen absorbers, and they will last forever. With food prices soaring and meat shortages becoming more common, lentils are the protein insurance policy every prepper needs in their pantry. 4. Ghee. Ghee, also known as clarified butter, has been used for thousands of years as a staple in cooking and medicine. Unlike regular butter, which can turn rancid in just a few weeks, ghee has an indefinite shelf life when stored properly. How? During the clarification process, all water and milk solids are removed, leaving behind pure butter fat that is completely resistant to microbial growth. This makes ghee one of the most stable fats in the world. But here's the real game changer. Ghee isn't just for cooking. In survival situations, it can be used as a natural first aid balm for burns and wounds, thanks to its antimicrobial and anti-inflammatory properties. Plus, it's packed with healthy saturated fats and fat-soluble vitamins, A, D, E, and K, which are crucial for long-term energy and immune support. Some cultures even age ghee for decades because it develops a richer, more complex flavor over time. Want to make sure your ghee lasts forever? Store it in airtight glass jars away from sunlight, and it will remain perfectly usable for generations. If you're serious about long-term food storage, stocking up on ghee is a no-brainer. It's a butter substitute, emergency fuel, and medicinal salve all in one. 3. Powdered milk. Dairy is one of the most perishable food groups, but powdered milk defies time. Unlike fresh milk, which spoils in days, properly stored powdered milk can last for decades without losing its nutritional value. The secret? All moisture is removed during processing, preventing bacterial growth and oxidation. This makes powdered milk one of the most reliable sources of calcium, protein, and essential vitamins in a long-term emergency. But here's what most people don't realize. It's not just for drinking. Powdered milk can be used to make homemade yogurt, cheese, and even emergency baby formula. Plus, it's an excellent protein booster when added to oatmeal, smoothies, or baked goods. The key to indefinite storage? Keep it in airtight mylar bags with oxygen absorbers and store it in a cool, dark place. If you want creamier, richer milk, mix it with half water and half regular milk. It's nearly indistinguishable from fresh dairy. With global dairy prices skyrocketing and supply chain disruptions becoming more frequent, having a few pounds of powdered milk in your stockpile could be a literal lifesaver. 2. Soy sauce. Soy sauce isn't just a flavor booster. It's one of the longest-lasting condiments in history. Traditional soy sauce is fermented for months or even years, and its high salt content acts as a natural preservative, preventing bacterial growth and spoilage. That's why properly sealed soy sauce can last forever. But here's what makes it a must-have survival food. It transforms bland emergency meals into gourmet dishes. A single tablespoon adds umami depth to rice, soups, and even dried vegetables. And in a crisis, it's more than just a seasoning. It's a vital source of sodium, which is essential for hydration and electrolyte balance. Ever wondered why military rations include soy sauce packets? Because it enhances food flavor while providing critical nutrients. To store soy sauce indefinitely, keep it tightly sealed in its original glass bottle and store it in a cool, dark place. Once opened, it can last years without refrigeration, but if you want to keep it fresh for decades, store it in the fridge. If there's one condiment that deserves a spot in every prepper's pantry, it's soy sauce. It's cheap, lasts forever, and can turn survival food into a satisfying meal. 1. Dried pasta. Dried pasta isn't just a pantry staple. It's a calorie-dense, nearly indestructible survival food that can last for decades if stored correctly. Unlike fresh pasta, which contains moisture and spoils quickly, dried pasta is made by removing every last drop of water, creating a rock-solid, shelf-stable carbohydrate source. But here's what makes it a prepper's dream food. It's one of the most compact and efficient ways to store energy. A single pound of pasta contains over 1,600 calories, meaning a 50-pound bulk bag can feed an entire family for weeks. The key to indefinite storage? Keep it away from moisture, air, and light. Pasta stored in vacuum-sealed Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers can remain as fresh as the day you bought it for 30-plus years. And don't just think of pasta as spaghetti and marinara. It's one of the most versatile ingredients. You can crush it to make homemade flour, grind it into soup thickeners, or even use it as a lightweight, energy-packed survival ration on the go. With wheat prices hitting all-time highs and food shortages becoming more common, dried pasta is more than just a comfort food, it's a rock-solid investment in food security. Thank you for watching.